Hotel Echo Lima Lima Oscar. Good evening from South London, England, from your host, your guy himself, the one and only and truly DLG repping. This has been long overdue, and that's my Premier League review of the weekend's gone games. This weekend's games which have gone, and there have been plenty of goals, some talking points, and big wins in big games. Other than that, I do apologise that it's been delayed for 3 days. It was meant to be scheduled for 3 days, this video. However, I have felt physically tired, that's a fact, but it doesn't mean that I can't get away from my duties, and this is one of them. And I can rest assured all of you around the world who has watched me previously, that I do care, and I care passionately about being a YouTuber. Otherwise, it's good to have a Premier League review back again, and I'm glad that you can join me and watch me again. So, viewers, before I get into the Premier League games in reviewing the balance of the games and whatnot, should I say, make sure you smash the thumbs up like button for me, yeah? Please do that, yeah? On top of that, yeah, do make sure that you share this channel virally all over the globe, especially to your friends and your relatives, yeah? And if you're watching me for the first time, welcome on board. Please do share this channel amongst your friends and your relatives, yeah? And make sure you tell them to share it amongst their friends and relatives. The chat, if you've got if you've got anything that you want to speak about, it could be how pleased your team is doing, or how you want to talk about the issues within your team, your club, your opinions on anyone's team or your team, etc. Drop it in the chat, yeah? And remember, the chat is for positive feedback only, yeah? So let's keep it clean and keep it respectful. On top of that, yeah, smash the subscribe button for me, yeah? And speaking of subscribe button, I've have 2 new subscribers, yeah? So shout out to yourselves, whether you're a male, female, regardless of your race, regardless of your culture, your background, etc. Shout out to you. One new especially the second new subscriber, because you are now the 232nd subscriber to my channel. Wow, that's a new number for me, 232 subscribers. So if you can, yeah, encourage your friends and your relatives to subscribe to the channel, yeah, and keep this channel growing to levels that I want it to be at. That's the standard. That's where the bar is for me. My bar and my aim is to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year, beginning of the new year. And on the bottom of your screen, as it says on the red ticker tape here, I will be streaming World Cup games, and that will be Qatar versus Ecuador on Sunday the 20th, which is next Sunday the 20th, yeah? Remember the key words, next Sunday the 20th of this month. So remember, keep subscribing, yeah? Smash that button left, right, and center, gloriously but passionately, yeah? And if you do subscribe, I'll shout you out like I've done with 2 new subscribers, yeah? Also, you keep helping me, and I'll keep consistently helping you. I do apologize. And on top of that, yeah, let's start a clean slate. So let's get into the Premier League games. In fact, before I even do that, can I say good morning to you guys? Whether you've gone out shopping this morning or you've taken your loved one to school, allow me to say good afternoon to you guys. Whether you've gone to the hairdressers or the barbers, whether you've gone on holiday for your vacation, or whether you are in the library reading interesting books. Don't know what you're reading, so you can tell me about it on this channel if you want. Or allow me to say good night and rest well, yeah? For those of you that are in bed, tucked up, having a nice sleep, getting ready to wake up for a brand new day, a new challenge for some, a new luxury for others. So let's get into the Premier League game, starting on starting with Saturday's games. 3 o'clock kickoff, the earliest, obviously, and it was Leeds United v Bournemouth. Now, Leeds United came into this game on the back of a massive win away to Liverpool, where Bournemouth, they've come off the back of the defeat. And with that 40,000 crowd behind the Leeds United team, you could see that Leeds started off quite well on the front foot. They took the lead. Got on the goal scorer here. But if there's any Leeds fans, you can remind me of the goal scorer. But then Bournemouth responded really well and started to dictate they started to dictate where the play is. They started to dictate the fixture. They were in control of the ball, and before you know it, they got an equaliser. Scored by, I think it was it might have been Keith Moore. I think he got the equaliser, and Philip Billing got the goal that put Bournemouth 2-1 up. Sloppy defending by Leeds from their part, and for the first goal they conceded as well. And then Dominic Solanke on the score sheet for the Cherries, which gave the Cherries a 3-1 lead at the interval. As they dictate that's because Bournemouth decided to dictate the game and where the fixture was going, but it was in Bournemouth's favour. Then at half time, Jesse Marsch had to get the players in and give them another motivation talk, and it's the last one, obviously. Well, not the last one, but the last one of the game, or for the second half. Well, no. What am I talking about? Last one. It was a second half motivation, and before you know it, Bournemouth capitulated, and Leeds started to grow into the game. They got back on track by making it 3-2 to Bournemouth, and then before you know it, they got the equaliser, and it was a game that was going to be won by either team, and Leeds hit Bournemouth from the counter attack. The winger Nocto playing in Caicedo Somerville, and he took his goal well, the young Dutchman, and that goal sent the Leeds United fans obviously into pandemonium. You can imagine the noise levels in that stadium must have been high. And that's because Leeds decided not to allow Bournemouth to dictate where the game is going, and dictate the game in their favour, which they did in the first half, but not doing enough of it in the second. However, it finished Leeds United 4, Bournemouth 3. Man City v Fulham. Obviously, Man City are favourites all over on paper. You know, we all know that the game is not played on paper; it's played on the pitch. And obviously, with Man City's quality and their individual ability, such as Alvarez taking his goal really well, and Fulham were always on the back foot here. Alvarez put through and smashed it into the top of the top of the bar into the net, 1-0. Fulham had moments, and they did catch Man City out on the attack, and a Man City defender committed a foul, and the referee awarded them a penalty, which was taken by I can't remember the goal scorer. The goal scorer of the penalty. Yeah, he took it well, and made it 1-1. And for a large spell of the game, Fulham were defending for their lives, and they did it very well. And then early in the second half or midway in the second half, Pep decided to bring on Alfinga Haaland. Sorry, Erlen Braw Haaland. And they had a goal disallowed through um, offside for an offside decision, and that goal was scored by Haaland, but it wasn't to be denied. And in the 94th minute, Kevin De Bruyne, who was deemed to be fouled, but I thought it looked very controversial, won a penalty, and Haaland slotted it in just about. So it finished Man City 2, Fulham 1. And Marco Silva did have something to say about the penalty, and yeah, you can imagine how he must have felt. He obviously believes that Fulham should have come away from that game at least with a point. Pep, he had something to say in his press conference, and word by word, I can't remember it right now, but I'll probably have to rewatch it again to get the details of what's been spoken from him and Marco Silva. So moving on to the next game, Nottingham Forest v Brentford. This was a good game for the neutrals, and it didn't fail to disappoint. And for me, it seems like Fulham were on the front foot. I mean, Nottingham Forest, sorry, were on the front foot, taking the game to Brentford. And it was the first time, I think it was the first time that Forest and Brentford have met in the top flight. And then the fixture didn't fail to disappoint. Morgan Gibbs White with a superb individual goal, skipping past one, skipping past two, and then a side footed shot deflected into the back of the net, bottom left corner, leaving the goalkeeper with no chance. However, Brentford showed some character, dictated the way the way the game, or their game, or should I say, dictated the game in their favour, should I say, and got their reward in the end with an equaliser through Mbeumo penalty. But the penalty incensed Dean Henderson, who got a yellow card for his trouble, and Mbeumo sent him the wrong way from 12 yards. And then you can imagine the goalkeeper, Dean Henderson, getting more incensed. However, in the second half, good bit of football by Bournemouth, ball over the top, a curling ball over the top, and Wissa with his pace in behind the defence with a cute lob to make it 2-1 Brentford. And, Brentford were definitely having their tails up, and I think they had more than a couple of opportunities to seal the game. However, Nottingham Forest showed some character, and they had to show fight and desire to at least get a point out of the game, and they did. For a set piece wasn't cleared, or cross that wasn't cleared, and Ben Mee did everything he can to clear the ball, but the ball just went over the line by millimeters. And Brentford would Nottingham Forest were definitely pleased with the point and pleased with the equaliser. So it finished Nottingham Forest 2, Brentford 2. Next game, the last game of Saturday, was Everton v Leicester. I would have to say it was an all-round game where both teams had their opportunities. Iwobi put through with an opportunity to have the ball on target. He side-footed it wide where he should have scored. However, Leicester grew into the game, and they became the better team in that first half. And what a cracking volley by Youri Tielemans. Control on the thigh, hits it on the volley, top beans, keeper, no chance. And that's Pickford for you, no chance. For me, Leicester did create a number of opportunities before the game. Before the goal, should I say. And yeah, they look very threatening, in control of the ball in the first half. Control the opportunities on goal and on goal, whether off target or on target. But for me, Leicester were definitely valued for their lead at half time. And in the second half, James Maddison especially in that first half. He looked a right threat, and in the second half, yeah, he was in sublime form, and his performance in that game, you could see how involved he was with the offensive attacking play by Leicester, and he teed up. As he teed up with Tillemans for the first, he teed up Harvey Barnes to score the killer goal. And for me, it was a well deserved 3 points for Leicester City. So it finished Everton 0, Leicester City 2. Next Sunday's game, and the first game of the day, the big one at Stamford Bridge, West London, Chelsea v Arsenal. This was possibly the best controlled game that Arsenal have played so far to date. They dominate a number of chances. Benjamin White early on in the first half he had 2 shots on goal. Second one, he's sliced it. If I'm being honest with you, but it was um, closer than his second. First opportunity for Jesus, and for me, Gabriel Martinelli does extremely well to cut inside, find an in-swinging cross where Jesus should be hitting the target or forcing the goalkeeper to make a save. He does neither. However, in the second half, Arsenal were just in complete control of the ball. Midfield battle was won by Xhaka, especially and Thomas Partey, and especially Thomas Partey. What a 10 out of 10 performance from him. And you can see why he's nicknamed the Octopus. Well, I nickname him the Midfield Bullet Destroyer. But for me, you could see why we paid the 45 million for him. You could see the control in the midfield, composure, and the way he starts, um, the way he gets the ball, the way he receives the ball from the defense to just to start attacks, and you can see why he's the best, one of the best in the world at what he does. And for me, the goal came from a corner. But before that goal, we had a corner, short corner played between Saka and Odegaard. Odegaard receives the ball, throws in the in-swing across. And if not for Thomas Partey to take the opportunity from Martinelli could be scoring an Arsenal goal at Stamford Bridge again. However, it didn't matter because we got another corner, poor corner taken by Bukayo Saka, in-swinger, but it was going in. But Gabriel had to make sure he gets the last touch to make sure he toe pokes the ball into the roof of the net. It was good enough for me. Whether he toe poked it into the roof of the net, I don't care. It was good enough for me. 1-0 to the Arsenal. And Martin Odegaard had a golden opportunity to seal the game where he cut the ball inside just to get onto his left foot. For me, he should have gone with his right. But it was relevant, and Arsenal have won the game by that famous old scoreline: Chelsea 0, Arsenal 1. Aston Villa v Manchester United. Unai Emery's first and home debut at the Villa Park against a Manchester United side who have come off the back of a 2-game win, I believe. But for me, inside the first 10 minutes, Aston Villa were showing strong intent of good attacking football, and they got the lead that they deserved. Jacob Ramsey, who was influential all game, played in Leon Bailey, gets the shot away, and he makes it 1-0 to Aston Villa. However, Villa were definitely the better team in that sense. Even after they scored the first goal, and if you look at the second goal, you could see it was well deserved. A foul at the edge of the penalty area, and Luca Dean, what a free kick from 20 odd yards out, giving De Gea no chance. 2-0. However, Manchester United began to get onto the front foot. They saw more of the ball, and they created opportunities. Emiliano Martinez had to make a couple of good saves to show that they were alive to the game. And just before half time, Manchester United get a goal for a deflected shot from Luke Shaw off Jacob Ramsey, and the ball nistled into the far post. 2-1 Aston Villa. In the second half, Aston Villa came out the traps very early, and it was a good thing they did that because Ollie Watkins was running at Lindelof. Lindelof, instead of getting as tight as he could, backed off and kept backing off until Watkins found Jacob Ramsey to side foot into the top of the net, top left hand corner of the wall. Should I say top bins? 3-1. However, Man United did push on to get the next goal of the game, and Aston Villa did defend pretty well. And Martinez had to make another good save or two, but Villa were worthy of the 3 points. So it finished Aston Villa 3, Manchester United 1. Next game, Southampton Newcastle. This was a game where Southampton needed to get a result. Ralph Hasenhüttl was under pressure. You can imagine. For me, Newcastle started off on the front foot and ended up on the front foot, and I think Southampton did contribute towards the first half. But however, Newcastle hit them on the counter, and Almiron, who's been absolutely influential to Newcastle this season with the goals that he's got, 6 out of 6, he gets himself 7 out of 7 with a good bit of a play from him. Good little solo goal. Side foots it into the far corner, 1-0 on the right, where he had the ball on the right hand side, and he finds himself getting ghosting past one and side footing the ball into the far post, 1-0. And then 1-0 became 2-0. I think Chris Woods gets onto the score sheet, and with a delightful finish. I think that was the second half goal. And before you know it, Joe Willock with a nice little finish here. I mean, Southampton won the attack, and before you know, there was a foul on a Newcastle player, and then I think a Newcastle, or it was a accidental clash between the two players, between the Newcastle and the Southampton player. But the referee waved play on, and Kieran Trippier receives the ball from the halfway line, plays in Joe Willock. Joe Willock's in behind the defence, and he's toe poked it at the back stick. So for me, that was 1-0. That was to make it 3-0. Southampton did find the consolation. Peru, who had the left back Peru, who had a chance in the first half, which was saved by Pope, I believe, had another opportunity, cuts inside, side foots it into the side foots it into the far post at the back stick there, leaving the goalkeeper with no chance. 3-1 Newcastle. But Newcastle got the killer goal in the end. And I've forgotten. Maybe Woods got the fourth goal and someone else got the second, but it was Bruno Guimaraes, that's it. He got the fourth goal. That's it, my bad. Nice little finish and a good shot into the far corner, and what a goal it was. I think that sums up Newcastle's season so far. They are having a fantastic season to date right now. And as for Southampton, well, back to the drawing board, because it finished Southampton 1, Newcastle United 4. And Ralph Hasenhüttl says he was saying after the game that he will still be here and he will continue to do what he has to do to get the Southampton players back on track. Well, that won't be the case because he was sacked on Monday. So no kudos to Ralph Hasenhüttl. Next game, I'm going to talk about West Ham United v Crystal Palace. Palace known for their counter-attacking football away from home, especially, where West Ham United have home advantage, big crowd. big crowd, and West Ham started off on the front foot, looking like they were going to score, and they did get a goal, a fine goal by Said Benrahma. However, to Palace's credit, they hit back with an equaliser, and it was a fine finish by very good finish by Wilfred Zaha. And Palace did have an opportunity beforehand, but just wasteful in front of goal before Zaha gets the equaliser for Crystal Palace. In the second half, well, chances for both teams to get their noses in front, but the game didn't really look like getting the winner until Michael Olise runs directly at West Ham's left back and finds himself with a half a yard, cuts inside, takes a deflected shot, loops into the back stick, and to send the Palace away fans, or to send the visiting supporters, which was the Palace fans, in jubilation as they've got the winning goal in stoppage time. And there wasn't enough time for West Ham United to surge another attack, so it finished. Well, it finished. Yeah, West Ham United 1, Crystal Palace 2. But looking back at that goal, Antonio should have done a lot better with the cross, or he should be doing a lot better. I don't know why he put in such a weak, tame effort, weak, tame cross, which was easily caught by Gaeta. And Gaeta, to his credit, made a couple of good saves in that game. Right, last but not least, Spurs v Liverpool. First half belonged to Liverpool for me. Tottenham looked flat-footed and lethargic at times and very slow. And Liverpool were on the front foot. Earlier in that game, Darwin Núñez was put through on the left-hand side against Emerson Royal. He found spacing behind the right back, behind the defence, unleashed a right-footed shot to the back stick, but well saved by Lloris. And then Liverpool went on another surging attack. Too much space and time for Liverpool players to pick their passes, and Salah receives the ball in the area, one touch, and then bang into the left-hand corner, 1-0. And then, well, the second goal, sloppy play by Eric Dyer, who's been picked by England today. I don't understand. By the way, he gets the ball, and well, the ball comes to him. He's obviously going to head it forward, but he heads it backwards, and Salah launches onto it with his pace and dinks the goalkeeper 2-0. Second half, a different complexion, different change of complexion of the game. Tottenham were dominant in that second half, much stronger, much more quicker to the ball. And Kulusevski comes on within 2-3 minutes, makes a big impact, teeing up Harry Kane for a right-footed shot at the left-hand corner. And it was 2-1 Liverpool game on. But Liverpool managed to hold on tight. And I mean, hold on tight by the skin of their teeth. Trent Alexander-Arnold was lucky to escape without conceding the penalty. And in the end, Liverpool held out. So it finished Spurs 1, Liverpool 2. Right, it's been half an hour. I've gone through all the games, and I look forward to doing another Premier League review, the last one before the World Cup, hopefully on Monday. So, ladies and gentlemen, to the boys, to the girls, it's a pleasure to always say thank you for listening, thank you for tuning in, thank you for watching, saving the best to last. Thank you so much for putting up with me, as you always do. Once again, it's that time again to say peace, love, and blessings again. As DLG repping, we will talk again. Remember to look after your friends, look after your families, do look after yourself, which is important, yeah? And remember, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And watch out for my World Cup streams, yeah? Hopefully I'll do the first game of the ceremony. That's Qatar versus Ecuador. As I always say, just remember, please be nice.